Welcome to Y105's Reading Radio. We're really excited about reading and hope you are too. I'm Savannah. Have you ever had a secret? Today we're going to hear how far some will go to find out someone's secret in Queenie's Secret. One day, some of the alpha pets went down to the lake to play. "Let's play baseball," said Delilah, the demanding duck. "Nah, I'm tired of playing ball," cried Sylvester, the stubborn squirrel. "I'd rather jump rope." "I don't feel like jump roping," said Ivy, the impatient iguana. "How about a game of frisbee?" "No, we always play frisbee," said Ziggy, the zippy zebra. "Everything is boring." The alpha pets dropped their things on the ground and started to toss pebbles into the lake. On the other side of the lake, Queenie, the quiet quail, was fishing at the water's edge. "Look at Queenie," shouted Vinny, the vocal vulture. "She looks as if she's having fun." "But why is she always so quiet?" said Sylvester. "Maybe she's quiet because she's shy," said Ziggy. "Maybe she's quiet because she's hiding a secret," said Delilah. "Yes, indeed. What could her secret be?" asked Vinny. "I don't know," whopped Delilah, "but I sure would like to find out. Let's follow Queenie and see what she does all day. Then maybe we'll learn her secret." The alpha pets continued throwing stones into the lake until they saw Queenie get up to leave. "Here's our chance," Vinny whispered. "Let's go." Everybody followed Queenie out of the park, across the street, and into the library. Queenie walked from the bookcase to bookcase. The alpha pets followed quietly behind her. Queenie pretended not to know that her alpha pets friends were following her. She just smiled a gentle smile and continued to look at books. I wonder if Queenie's secret is hidden in these books," Sylvester said. Queenie picked 2 books from the shelf, checked them out, and left the library. Ziggy also took a book from the shelf. "This book will be fun to read. I think I'll borrow it," he said. "I'll take one too," Delilah said. "Hurry," Ivy called. "We don't want to lose Queenie." After checking out their books, the alpha pets followed Queenie home. "Maybe, just maybe, we'll discover her secret now," Vinny said. The alpha pets hid behind a bush and watched quietly as Queenie went into her flower garden. She picked bluebells, daisies, irises, tulips, and peonies. "What beautiful spring flowers," Sylvester whispered. "Growing those takes a lot of work. Maybe I should spend more time tending my garden." Queenie went back into the house and arranged her bouquet in a glass vase. Then she went out to the porch and painted a beautiful picture of her flower arrangement. "Hey, that's terrific," Ziggy whispered. "I never knew Queenie was an artist, and a talented one, too." Queenie left her painting to dry and went out to feed the birds. As soon as she opened her bag of birdseed, dozens of brightly colored birds came flying overhead. "Just look at those birds," Ivy whispered. "They don't seem afraid of Queenie at all. What fun she's having." Queenie could hear the alpha pets whispering, but she just smiled gently. When all the birdseed was gone, Queenie went into her house and brought her silver flute. She played a lovely melody. Behind her, the alpha pets swayed to the rhythm of the music. Soon, Queenie went back into the house. The alpha pets watched as she made 6 sandwiches. "That's a lot of sandwiches," Vinny whispered. "I wonder who they're for." Queenie just smiled and put the sandwiches into a picnic basket with some plates, cups, napkins, and a quart of milk. Then she walked out the back door. The alpha pets ran to the back of the house and hid behind the bushes. "We've been watching Queenie all day, but we still don't know her secret," Delilah complained. "Shh," Ziggy said. "Here comes Queenie now." Queenie spread a big quilt on the ground beside the quince tree. She poured herself a cup of milk and ate one of the sandwiches. "I'm getting hungry," Ivy said. "So am I," said Sylvester. The others nodded their heads in agreement. Queenie peeked over the bushes and smiled. Then she stretched out her stomach and quietly stared down at the ground. Vinny stared at the ground too. "What's Queenie looking at? What is there to see?" he wondered. "All I see is grass and twigs." Then Vinny noticed something move under the grass. He looked closer. There were hundreds of tiny ants carrying breadcrumbs from the quilt to their anthill. "Well, I'll be," he said under his breath. "If that's not the snake's slippers, the king's wings, the bee's knees, who would have ever guessed these tiny critters were working away right under my very nose?" Ziggy and Ivy also looked down into the grass. Ivy saw tiny red berries hiding under a clump of zigzag-edged leaves. "I know what these are," cried Ivy as she picked a berry. "These are wild strawberries, and they smell delicious." Ivy picked another little berry and gave it to Ziggy to smell. They continued looking in the grass and discovered dozens of violets growing from a patch of shiny round leaves. Ziggy put a violet in his buttonhole. Then he picked a bunch for Ivy. "Oh, thank you," Ivy said as she smelled their perfume. Queenie lay on her back and looked up the sky. Sylvester and Delilah looked up too. There were puffs of clouds in the sky. They looked like giant cotton balls floating in a big blue sea. As the day came to a close, everyone watched the sunset. Yellow and red sunbeams were shining through the cloud puffs. They reminded Delilah of crepe paper party decorations. They reminded Sylvester of a magic dragon riding in the sky. Soon the sun sank behind the trees and the sky grew dark. Queenie built a little campfire, smiling a gentle little smile. She straightened her quilt and laid out 5 sandwiches and cups of milk. She motioned to her friends to join her. Silently, the alphabets crept over and sat down on Queenie's quilt. They each smiled a gentle little smile and gave her a warm hug. Everything was quiet except for the crackle of the fire and the alphabets munching their sandwiches. The alphabets watched in silence as thousands of stars sparkled in the night sky. Then the moon appeared, a crescent quarter smiling down at them, but the moon and the stars weren't the only twinklers in the night. Soon there were hundreds of fireflies darting back and forth among the swaying quince blossoms. One by one, the alphabets closed their eyes and fell fast asleep. But soon Queenie heard a funny noise. She sat up and looked around. All her friends were sleeping peacefully, except for Vinny. He was talking in his sleep. "Yes, indeed," he said. "If I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. There's nothing like a little peace and quiet. That must be Queenie's secret. Yes, indeed." Queenie smiled a gentle smile and gave each of the alphabets a kiss on the cheek. Then ever so softly she whispered, "Be still, dear friends. Sleep tight. Good night." I hope you liked today's book and maybe even learned something. Don't forget to take some time as a class to answer the questionnaire that your teacher has and send it back to us so we can have a chance to, or so you can have a chance to win a prize in a live reading radio story time with Y105 DJs in your classroom. Thanks for letting us share your story and keep reading.